Welcome to the Tiffany Micah podcast. What we do here is build the strength and courage in you to accomplish your big dreams and goals in your sport. No longer will you feel limited. You won't feel you're not good enough. You won't question whether you will make it. Those doubts will disappear because you will have the competitive edge over your opponents and leave them in your wake. And the bonus is others will notice. Listen up and take notes because I will show you exactly how to do it. Hey there, Tiff here. Welcome to the Tiffany Micah podcast. It's awesome to have you here. What we're doing is we're working through these striving in lockdown. We're not diving in lockdown, are we? We're going to be striving in lockdown. And what I want you to be doing here is I want you to be, through this episode, we're going to be working on managing you and your energy. And what I mean by this is I want you to be looking after various parts of you, and that what I mean by that is like your inside health, right? From a nutritional standpoint, I want you to look after that. I also want you to be looking after your physical health, right? So that's movement and exercise. We've got to keep moving. We've got to keep building our fitness level. What I mean by that is I want you to be looking after your mental health. You need to be feeling good about you. You need to be feeling good within. You need to feel like comfortable in your own skin. What I mean by that is your self-care. So giving yourself that permission to have some downtime and some rest. Time out for you. And by you doing all of those four areas, managing you, you'll also be managing your energy levels because you'll be doing the right things by you. And it's so important, especially at this time of COVID-19. We're going through lots of restrictions. We've got lockdown. We're not living life the same way we were before. We're not competing in our sport. We're not seeing our friends. We're not training in our sport the way that we're used to. Everything's different. We've all had to adapt in different ways. But because this has happened, it's so easy for us to think of this as, we'll go into a holiday. We could step into holiday mode or a vacation in that sense. Because life's really different, isn't it, when we step into a holiday mode or vacation mode. And what's happened for us is that this has been a forced time out. So even those people that have been working from home, those people that have been schooling from home, it's been a forced time out for you as well from your everyday life. You're no longer training with your team. You're no longer training with your coach. You're no longer doing all those things that you were doing before COVID-19 came about. It's a completely different life as what we knew it. It's different right now. So because it's been almost like a forced vacation as such, what's happening is when we go into that mode, well, you know what it's like when we go into that mode of going on a holiday, having some time out. We don't train as intensely as we normally do we? If we do any training at all. We don't practice for our sport when we're in holiday mode. We don't eat the high performance food that fuels our body that we normally eat. We have a sleep in when we're in holiday mode. We go to bed late because we don't have to get up early. We sit around and watch extra TV shows. We play computer games more often, right? Xbox and everything else. I was going to say Atari, but that was from many years ago when I used to do that as a kid. You may not have heard of Atari, but it was the first games that got started with like Space Invaders and Pac-Man and all that sort of stuff. I was one of the first ones to have it. It was pretty cool at the time. It's so much more advanced now, which is great. But the thing is what's happening is we're taking a forced break from our sport. And you've heard me before. I talk about it's all fine and well to take a break from our sport because we do need that. We do need some time out. We do need time to recover and refresh. But are you taking an extended break? And how long has that break been for? It could be for 6 weeks. We've been out of action here in Australia for about 6 weeks now. For some people in other parts of the world, it's 8 weeks. You might be in your 8th week. Might be longer for you. But I want you to be thinking about this because if you're in that mode of vacation or holiday and you're doing all these things of what you'd normally do when you take a break, you don't work as intensely if you do any training at all. You don't practice for your sport. You're not eating the high performance food. You're eating more junk food. You're sleeping in. You're going to bed late. You're sort of flopping around on the couch or the lounge. We call it a lounge here in Australia. And I think other parts of the world they call it the couch. We say the lounge. But you're lounging around, right? You're being a bit more slothful. The problem is for you, if you've been doing that for 6+ weeks, when you get back to training for your sport, it's going to be so much tougher for you because you've lost all your conditioning. You've lost all your conditioning mentally. You've lost all your conditioning physically. You've lost all your conditioning nutritionally because you've just wasted it all away. Yep, I can have a break. Yep, you can have a break. That's fine. But we don't want to be going from one extreme to the other. I look at my niece right now. She's 12. I know I talk about her a bit. Evie, she swims and she plays soccer. And she hasn't had any training for, I think swimming was about 8 weeks ago was the last time she did that. So that's like 2 months ago. And with soccer, I think it was about 6 weeks ago, thereabouts. And she's not doing anything. She's going to find it really tough to get back to where she was training, 4 or 5 times a week for swimming, soccer, training for soccer, and then games. She's going to find it really tough because what she's doing is she's eating a lot, like she's training at that high intensity that she was training before, but she's not doing much. And she's struggling. But the unfortunate thing for me is like I don't live close, nearby. I don't live around the corner. I live an hour away. So I don't get to see them much. I'm not seeing the kids as much. And we haven't been able to anyway because of lockdown. But I can't take her out training each day. It's dependent upon her. And she's not doing that. She's like, "Oh, great, party mode. I don't have to do any training," right? So she's living it up a bit. So she's going to find that hard when she gets back to it. She's going to struggle for the first month for sure. And if you're in that mode, you're going to find that hard too. You're going to really struggle to get back to where you were when, all these restrictions became in place. We're all trying to survive and save our lives. So the question then becomes is how are we going to start bouncing back? Because it's easy for us to stay in vacation mode. It's easy for us to feel that uncertainty. It's easy for us to feel that fear because of what's happening in the world around us. But how are we going to do that? How are we actually going to bounce back? And you can do that. You can bounce back. You can manage yourself better than what you're managing yourself right now. You can do that. So here's a little structure for you to start bouncing back. And it's just doing some little things each day to just get you started into thinking about how you're going to manage yourself better. If you start managing yourself better, then your energy levels are going to be better. When your energy levels are going to be better, you're going to feel like going and doing something. You're going to feel like doing some training. You're going to feel like doing some form of practice to help in your sport. So this is the structure in what I want you to be focusing on. There's actually 7 things here that we're going to put in place. Number 1 is meditation. Meditation is just about breathing exercise, keeping your mind nice and calm, and helps you to tune in and get focused. Number 2 is I want you to eat well. So I want you to be thinking about the foods that you should actually be putting into your body that's actually going to help you sleep better. It's going to help you function better throughout the day, and it's going to help you get ready for training, for practice, and also at some point when you get ready to compete, and at some point you get ready to practice with your team again or your coach, you got to make sure that right fuel is in the body so you're going to perform better. Number 3, you can train. There's some form of training that you can do. No excuse that you can't do anything, because you can do something. Even if it's, body weight exercises in your home, there's something that you can do. So make sure that you're doing something. Number 4, focus on your goals. So important to focus on your goals. These are the things that you can control, right? You have a plan. You have a vision. You're headed somewhere, right? So keep focusing on the goals of what you want to accomplish. Most people won't do that, but I know that you will do that because you're an athlete, and you will do that because you want to accomplish something really grand for you. So you're going to keep doing that. But if you've slackened off a little bit, here's Tiff, here I am, just to remind you, you know what? Start focusing back on your goals again. What is it that you're going to be working on, especially this year, especially this quarter? Number 5, hydrate. Make sure you're drinking the right fluids. Easy to drink sugary drinks. If you're over the age, that where you can drink alcohol, easy to drink alcohol. It's easy to do all that stuff. It's easy to do all of the habits that are not so good for you. It's so much easier to do that than actually be diligent and really look after yourself. So make sure you're getting the right electrolytes into your body. Make sure you're feeding your body with water. We're made up of water. We need water to function. So get those electrolytes in the body. Get a lot of water back in the body. Start reducing that amount of sugar intake that you're actually taking. Number 6, rest. I know that you're probably doing some form of rest, but I want you to look at it, a rest as in self-care. So maybe doing some stretching, maybe doing something that's going to help you work towards your ultimate goals and so on. But it's light and it's easy. It gives you it's quite refreshing for you. So it might be some form of yoga as well. It could be maybe chilling out and reading a book that's going to benefit you. That's going to really help you think and refocus on what you want to accomplish. And also, it's good to learn some new things too. So make sure you give yourself that rest time and give yourself adequate sleep. Don't go to bed really late and then sleep in late. That's not working for you. Go to bed earlier. Have a good night so that when you get up in the morning, you're more refreshed. When you're more refreshed, you actually feel like doing things. And these are the things that you need to be focusing on. Number 7, incredibly important, this one, affirmations. I want you to write out some affirmations to help you focus on how you want to accomplish yourself in the day, how you want to function in the day, what kind of mindset do you want to have throughout the day. The biggest saying that I have, and I have it every day, I say it every single day, I believe something wonderful is going to happen to me. Even if you had one affirmation like that, something really simple, you start looking for, okay, well, what wonderful thing's going to happen to me today? Because you can always find something. In the dark, there's always some light. So you will always find something. But I want you to write out, even if you write out 5 affirmations, that'd be great. And I want you to start repeating them each day to remind you of where you're headed, to remind you of what mindset approach you need to have for each day. And getting started on these is going to help you bounce back. It's going to help start that process of bouncing back, because you will feel better when you're making the effort. You will feel better because you're more focused on your goals. You will feel better because you're eating better and you're hydrating yourself better. You will feel better because you're calmer in your mind. You will feel better because you're taking time out for self-care, to look after yourself. You will feel better because you're feeding positivity into your mind. So don't waste any more time. Let's get to it. You know, I talk about time ticks away. Let's get to it. Let's create that structure for you. Let's start working on bouncing back. Let's do it. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. Love it if you could share with me what you like best about what you heard. If you've got friends that you know that would benefit from these episodes, I'd also love it too if you could share these episodes with your friends, because we want to build the successful athlete community as big as we possibly can, because we're going to crush it. We're going to crush it in everything that we do. So I want you to dream big, believe in you, go after your dreams. Take care. Talk soon. Before you go, do you have a free copy of my book, Focus: How to Reach Potential in Sport, Business and Life? To get your free copy, go to tiffanymica.com/free book. Look forward to seeing you there. Dream big, believe in you, go after your dreams.